Hello, Junior. I know that you're generally new to full design architects. Welcome. And I know that as you're putting together these RFP packages or RFQ requests for proposals or requests for qualifications, you are asked to know what the cost of or design fee is, but also what the cost of the construction of the project is. And you say, I don't know. I don't know how to find that. All right. So I'm going to just point you to a couple of directions that will help you figure out both what our cost is and what the cost of the construction of the project is. Oftentimes, the clients don't disclose how much the project is costing or how much they will pay or how much they've already paid. And we don't force them. They do it if they want to. Like they don't have to give us that. But we do have some really good pointers. All right. So the first thing I want you to be aware of is the fact that one, all of our contracts are within our project folders. Project folders are organized by number. And whenever you talk to me or Marcos, immediately ask, what project number is that? What project number is that? What project number is that? Because it's gonna help you find the files. So we always begin the project number with the year. So let's say this is a 21/3/19. 21 means it's a 2021, right? So as soon as you find that project, this is actually the Vavel project. We didn't name it like that. We named the address. We typically name them the address of the project. So you immediately just go under proposals. And then under proposals, there's going to be a couple of folders, paid and sent and proposals. So if you find it in the proposal right here real quick and you say, well, let's open that one. He tells you the name of the client, which you will always need for all of these RFQs anyway, the address of the property. He also gives you a very good description of the project. He tells you exactly what we're doing on that. So I know that that's one of the items on the list, brief description of project. Now, that's a good one. It's a little too long, so you could probably pop that into ChatGPT and then get a shortened version of that. But then the most important part is that, as I mentioned, here's a fee. This is what we charge for our services. It may have me more because there may be some change orders involved. You can just take a look at the project and see the change orders. Also, make sure the contract is signed. If it's signed, it means that's the latest agreement that was put in place and it's signed right here, and it tells you when exactly it was signed, September 9, 2021. So that's good. So that answers your question on description, client information, and he answers your question on our cost for design services. He does not answer your question on how much is this going to cost or how much has it cost to build it. So that's another item that you're missing here. So how do we get that? Very straightforward. And just so you know too, all of our 2024 proposals now also have the client's information right here, like the phone number and their emails. We decided to add that as a new item within our proposal. So every proposal that was on the later part of 2023 and all of them here forward in 2024 will have that information. Now that said, you're like, okay, so how do we get the cost of the construction? Very straightforward. The way that we do it, when I use a sample right here, is this project right here. So this turns out to be 6 apartments, right? This is 6 apartments. So you may not have access to Revit and you may not know how to use Revit, but everybody else does. So you can ask anybody and say, hey, listen, I need to know what the square footage of this project is. And I'm already giving you a hint for how you're gonna know how much it's gonna cost. So they will come into Revit and they will open a little thing called fill region, and they're gonna just do a little rectangle of this thing. And they're gonna say, okay, that, and then that gives them their area here. So that floor plate is about 2,000 square feet, 1932. So let's just say 1930. All right, so how many stories is it gonna be? The second three. This 3. So 1932 times 3 gives you 5,790. Okay, so that's your total square footage. Then you go to our little friend ChatGPT and say, cost of building a residential six-unit building in Lynn. This is in Lynn, Mass. In this one, Mass, with a total area of 5,796 square feet. ChatGPT will give you a factor. It tells you how to factor it, right? So there's always a cost per square foot. Okay. So look, if they say it's gonna be a 250 cost per square foot, then it's going to be 250 times 5,000 is 1,440,000. That's not gonna be the case. It's gonna be more. They're not gonna build this thing for 1.4 and get like 6 units. That's not gonna happen. No way, no way at all. So this is actually very small. I would say let's go. This is your judgment call, but I wouldn't go to the highest number. I would go to the middle. So 250 is kind of in the middle, but I think it should be more. You know what I mean? It should be a little higher than that. So you say, well, you know what? I would do the 350. I would do 350. 350 cost per square feet. By the way, this is something that you can look up right now. Like, what's the cost per square foot right now in this? This is 2 million. So this is gonna be a 2 million. So for the Vavel project, you could just ask the team. By the way, I'm gonna show you something else real quick. So for the Vavel project, also on the permit said, we have the description and short description here. We want to make it very appealing. You're the marketing director. So we want to make sure that this doesn't sound like, yeah, we're doing X, Y, and Z. Like we're doing, we're responsible for picking all the finishes and blah, blah, blah. Like being very thorough with how you write it. Sometimes there's a table here that says the area. You don't have it right now, but that will help you, right? You can ask any designer, hey, listen, project 21, 319, could you please get me the area for that project? And it will be very straightforward. You're gonna get the area. This one, for instance, right here, I'm getting the area right now very quickly, if possible, to give you a cost per square foot that you can use. Now, I'm not gonna do this live right now, but I just wanted to get you. How do you get the information for the client, a short description, also the estimated completion time? Well, you can find the date while it was completed, and then you can take it from there. The services. This one was recently built, so it's not that old. But in this case, look, I'm actually just gonna go and find a floor plan. I'm gonna do exactly what I told you, what I basically showed you. I'm gonna just get an area for the whole building, multiply times the times of stories that it has, and multiply that times 350, 400, and then you're gonna get your area. Okay. I'm having problems with this permit thing with this item. So yeah, I'm having a lot of problems with it. Yeah. So but because it was a lot of things I don't want to explain right now. But you can get the total area and then the total cost, and that will help you a lot. Okay. So that's all. That's all. I just want you to be able to find this information without having to ask me or bother. Like, it's not a bother. You're just learning. But you can find out how much it costs. You can find out all of that stuff just from there. Okay. Another thing, if the building has already been built, 602 Loring Avenue. Well, there's always a cost, like an assessment on the building by Zillow. So you can just find that too. Use it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how much this thing costs, but you're gonna go to Zillow and try to find if they should show it. Sometimes they don't show. You can try to find like what's the worth in the building. Like what is it worth? They typically do an appraisal, and that stuff is probably record, right? So you can find that stuff. Neighborhood map policies. I don't know features. I don't know overview. But you can find it here. Okay. You know. Um, It's hard for me to find it right now. I'm doing it on the spot, but I don't want to give you too much more information than what you need. I just want you to know how to find this information and furnish those items within your packages here forward. Thank you.